Hi, everyone. I am Erica Jo Lloyd. I'm the Artistic Associate at Nashville Repertory Theatre.
Yay! Can you give us an overview of what an artistic associate does?
Yeah, it's a little complicated. I work in a variety of different areas providing support, but a lot of what I do is organization and communication. I keep track of actors and designers and make sure folks get paid and have a good point of contact at the theater so they feel well taken care of. And then they want to work with us again. I help communication flow from the production side to the administrative side of the company. That's a huge part of what I do. I handle auditions and pre-show work, pretty much anything to do with the associated artists that we work with.
What kind of skills does one need to be an artistic associate?
Probably organization is the very most important of anything that I do. I live in spreadsheets and documents. An understanding of all the other areas of the company is really hugely helpful so that I can provide the support that they need. And while my job sounds mostly administrative, because I work with all the other areas of the company, I do spend a lot of my time creatively as well. I sit in on rehearsals and work with directors and stage managers.
What kind of challenges do you face as the artistic associate?
Like most theaters, there's always more work than there is time, so prioritizing is really important. You spend a lot of time deciding this is today's priority and this is a next month priority, so you know where to put your time. And so being able to look ahead is really important, to know what you need to prioritize. A lot of what I do relies on responses and answers from other people. And so I'm at their mercy for timeliness, and being able to keep track of what I need makes a huge difference in being able to meet the deadlines. And since theater is such a deadline oriented field, that's incredibly important, is being able to keep track of those deadlines. Not always easy.
What are some of the rewards of your position?
I build relationships with a lot of people because I'm the point of contact for a lot of folks. I get to spend a lot of time getting to know people, and getting to see them be successful is really hugely rewarding to me. Theater is a team sport, and I want everyone on our team to succeed. Getting to see a show come together is another great reward, and I think everyone in theater feels that way. When you come in opening night and you're like, I did this, I helped with this, this is amazing. You just feel really good about it.
So, is there any particular type of education or experience you would recommend to someone who wants to maybe investigate this field?
My education was pretty broad. I started as a stage manager, which is a great spot for organizationally minded people. That's all keeping track of people and meeting deadlines. I ended up in directing and arts administration, but I dabbled in a lot of places. I think my job is more important to be organized and well-rounded in your theater interests than any particular class or degree or, I must have this internship kind of thing. Well-rounded is much more important. I learned a lot in college, but there really isn't a specific educational track that would prepare you perfectly for the work that I do. Arts administration is a great avenue for the organizational side, but it certainly wasn't, it didn't teach me everything that I needed to know. I had to learn that in a lot of places.
And where would you send a student who's interested in this kind of career to find out more about it?
Sure. It's a little bit more complicated because there isn't a lot of tangible evidence of what an artistic associate does.
Except that everything runs smoothly. So.
Yes. If you're on a production team and you don't have that kind of support, you will definitely notice that it's missing. Any kind of theater that you feel like runs really smoothly probably has someone in my kind of position, and my dog is in my lap.
It's okay. You're not the only dog that we've had in our interviews today.
So my position doesn't have a lot of tangible evidence out there, and the position varies with a lot of companies.
So what type of student, what kind of characteristics would you think a person who might want to investigate this position would need?
Sure. I definitely think you need to be organized and deadline oriented, but also be able to look ahead and spot problems in advance. The deadlines are a lot easier to meet if you know what problems are coming up, and you can always help spot those for other folks. If you're well rounded in what you can help everyone else meet their deadlines. And so that is a really important part of it. You have to be able to work well with people. Um, like any position in theater, it's all about collaboration. And a lot of times my job is the connection between artists. And so you don't want to make everyone mad. You want to play well with others. And that is hugely important. You need to want to work with other artists.
Would you welcome an email question from a student or someone who is interested? Of course, not in pandemic times, but someone who wanted to like shadow or something like that for a
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. I've had, several student interns or folks who just kind of want to see what's going on for a day or two. I love that. I had a lot of great mentors in my education, and I absolutely want to pass that along. I think in theater, so much of what you learn is based on who you're learning it from. And sometimes that is the people in your community who are doing things that you're interested in. Maybe you'll come and hang out with me and go, nope, I do not want to work on those spreadsheets all day. But maybe you'll be like, oh my gosh, I found my calling. I love this kind of work. And I think you just don't know until you spend a little bit of time in it. I think that's really important.
Thank you so much, Erica. That's been very informative.